Hello, students. Welcome back to your economics class. Today we are doing chapter 4, Globalization and the Indian Economy. Up till now, we learned how globalization has changed the market scene and the Indian economy. In this chapter, we will look at globalization in a limited sense. Globalization is the integration between countries through foreign trade and foreign investments by MNCs. Last 30 years or so, we have seen that MNCs have become a major force in the globalization process, which connects distant regions of the world. Instead of quantitative estimates, the rise and influence of MNC shows a variety of examples, especially in the Indian context. So now we are going to learn why are the MNCs spreading their production to other countries and in which ways they are doing so. Last class I had shown you all what were the advantages of spreading this production. For example, there is a large MNC which is producing industrial equipments, designing the products in research centers in the United States, and then they are manufacturing those components in China, and these components are later shipped to Mexico and Eastern Europe, where the products are finally assembled and the finished products are then sold all over the world. This is how an MNC spreads its production process across different countries. The company's customer care is also taken care through the call centers located in India. So, MNC does not only sell the finished products globally, but the goods and services are also produced globally, which results in production being organized in more complex ways. To make this easy, the production process is divided into small parts and then spread out across the globe. So in the example that I told you all, I just showed you all, China, it provides cheap manufacturing location. Mexico and Eastern Europe, they are close to the market in the US and Europe. And India has highly skilled engineers who understand the technical aspect of production. India also has educated English speaking youth who can easily provide customer care service, and all this can mean around 50 to 60% cost saving for MNC. So, the advantage of spreading out production across the borders to the multinational company can be truly immense. Now we will learn about interlinking the production across countries. MNCs set up the production offices and factories on the basis of the availability of skilled and unskilled labor at cheap rates. They look at the government policies for their interests. So in general, multinational company will set up the production where it is close to the market, where there are skilled and unskilled labor available at low cost, where the availability of other factors of production is assured. And in addition to all this, they will want government policies that can look after their interests. These are the four things that an MNC will keep in mind before setting up its offices. After they are assured, after the MNC is assured that these conditions are available, MNCs will then set up the factories and offices for production. The money that is spent to buy assets such as land, building, machines, and other equipment is called investment. And the investment made by MNC, multinational company or a multinational corporation, is called foreign investment. Any investment that is made with the hope that these assets will earn profit. So they make this investment with the hope of making profit. Sometimes these MNCs, they also set up the production jointly with some other local company. The benefit to the local company of such joint production is twofold. The reason an MNC will set up in joint venture with a local company is there are two reasons. Number one, because MNC can provide money for additional services like buying new machines or for faster production, etc. And secondly, MNC will bring with them the latest technology for production. So, up till now, number one, you all have understood what are the areas or what are the factors that an MNC will keep in mind before setting up its production process. So, number one, it will see it is close to the market, where there is skilled and unskilled labor available, where there are availability of other factors of production, and government policies are in their interest. After they are assured that these things are available, they will set up factories and offices. Now, all the money that they use for setting up these factories and offices will be called as foreign investment, because investment is any amount that we spend with the hope that the asset will earn profit. Sometimes MNCs set up production with some other local companies. The benefit to the local company of such joint production is twofold. Number one, MNC can provide money for additional investments. And number two, MNC will bring with them the latest technology. So these are the two advantages to the local companies when they decide to partner or they decide to, uh, have a joint venture with an MNC. Now, most common route for an MNC investment is to buy a local company and then to expand the production. MNC with huge wealth can easily do this. For example, like I had told you all in last class, sorry, Cargill Foods, which is a very large American multinational company, it brought a small Indian company called Parak Food. And Parak Food, it had a large marketing network in different parts of India. And the brand was also very well reputed. So Parak Food, it had 4 oil refineries. Now the control of these oil refineries shifted to Cargill, the Cargill Food. And now Cargill became the largest producer of edible oil in India with a capacity to make 5 million pouches daily. In fact, many of in fact, many of the multinational companies, they have wealth, they have so much money, they have wealth that exceeds the entire budget of the developing country governments. And with so much wealth, imagine the kind of power and influence these multinational companies can have. So there is one way that MNC controls production is by buying off a local company and then expanding the production. There is another way in which MNC can control production. The other way is large multinational companies in developed countries, they place orders for production with small producers, garments, footwear, sports items, etc. Okay, and where the production is carried out by large number of small producers around the world. So what does this MNC do is MNC gives large orders to small producers. Okay, and then when these products are supplied to the manufacturing company, then the MNC will sell these products under their own brand names to other customers. These large MNCs have tremendous power to determine the price, quality, delivery, and labor conditions for these distance producers. So, the second way that they can control production is by giving large orders to many small producers. And when these products are delivered to them, these products are again sold further under their own name. So, there are a variety of ways in which multinational companies are spreading their production and interacting with the local producers in various countries across the globe. So, which are the ways? Number one, by setting up partnerships with the local companies. Number two, by using the local companies for supplying. Number three, by closely competing with the local companies or buying them up. So, MNCs, they are exerting a strong influence. MNCs are exerting a strong influence on the production at these distant locations. As a result, production in these widely dispersed locations is getting interlinked. I repeat, multinational companies, they can exert a strong influence on the production at these distant locations because they are giving a large order. So because they are giving a large order to a small producer, they can determine the quality, price, delivery, etc. And as a result, the production in these dispersed location is now getting interlinked. Okay, all right. So interlinking production process across countries. So let's say USA gave orders to China, Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. Small producers, these countries, he's given huge orders, and when they are delivered, USA will sell them at his own price. What is the benefit for interlinking the production? For multinational companies, what are the benefits for the multinational companies? Number one, the standard of products produced are strictly as per the demand of the customer because MNC has a lot of power. Number two, as the goods are produced and sold in one country, the cost of production is less, and so they can sell it at a lower price. Also, they get better consumer response as the goods is produced in their own locality. Now, what is the benefit of interlinking production to domestic countries? Okay, this was to the MNC, but what about the country in which they are doing it? Number one, it increases the employment opportunity for the people of domestic country. It brings foreign capital and it helps in expansion of the foreign exchange reserve. It also helps in utilization of unused resources. Customers get better quality products at a comparatively lower rate. And finally, there is an increase in country's revenue by the way of taxation. So these are the benefits to the country. Now, in your textbooks on page 59, there is this passage. Ford Motors, an American company, is one of the world's largest automobile manufacturers with production spread over 26 countries of the world. Ford Motors came to India in 1995 and spent 1700 crores to set up a large scale plant near Chennai. This was done in collaboration with Mahindra and Mahindra, which is a major Indian manufacturer of jeeps and trucks. By the year 2004, Ford Motors was selling 27,000 cars in the Indian markets, while 24,000 cars were being exported from India to South Africa, Mexico, and Brazil. The company now wants to develop Ford India as a component, supplying the base for its other plants across the globe. Now, would you say Ford Motors is an MNC? And if yes, why? You will answer these in your textbook. You will underline the points and you will make your answers right there in the textbook. Do you think Ford Motors is an MNC? And if yes, why? Yes, it is an MNC because it has production process spanning across 26 countries. Next, what is foreign investment and how much did Ford Motors invest in India? Foreign investment, you will go through the video and find out the answer or go through your textbook. I'm not going to tell you. How much did they invest in India is 1700 crores. By setting up their production plants in India, MNCs such as Ford Motors tap the advantage not only of the large market that the countries such as India provide, but also the lower cost of production. Explain this statement. Absolutely true. By setting up their plant in India, they were able to sell 27,000 cars in the Indian market. That means they were able to get entry into the Indian market. And number two, they are getting uh, they were also able to export 24,000 cars. That means they were able to even that means it must be lower cost of production. Only then will they manufacture and export. And the company now also wants to make a component that supplies bases for all other plants across the globe. That means the cost of production must be really less in India. Fourth question, why do you think the company wants to develop India as a base for manufacturing car components for its global operations? Discuss the following factors: cost of labor and other resources in India, presence of several local manufacturers who supply auto parts to Ford Motors, closeness to large number of buyers in India and China. The reason will be all three. So we can say that the cost of labor in India is cheaper than the other parts of the world, and the resources available in India. We have lot. We are a resource rich country, so they have access to good resources. Number two, the presence of local manufacturers who can easily supply the automobile parts. That means the cost of production will go low because it is locally available. And let's not forget that India itself has a large market for cars, and we are very close to China. In comparison, if they were producing this in America or Europe, they would be far from the market. Over here, we are close to the market. In what ways will the production of cars by Ford Motors in India lead to interlinking of production? This you're going to brainstorm and do it on your own. Again, in what ways is the MNC different from other companies? You will do this on your own. And nearly all multinationals are American Japanese, Europe, Nike, or European? Can you guess why? You're going to do this all on your own. Okay. With this, I'm going to end today's class. You're going to do these last three questions, and you're going to do all of these in your textbooks. With this, I end today's class. Students, stay home, stay safe, take care, keep learning. Thank you.